Hey everyone, welcome to the 25th episode of the Luke Roxwold podcast. That name is pending, and I am your host, Luke Roxwold. And today I am here with Michael.
Hey.
Shayne.
We're back.
Brent.
Hello.
And John.
I thought we left.
And as always, you can check us out on iTunes and SoundCloud, and not really YouTube, because I just don't have a good method for putting this stuff on YouTube, so I don't.
Just don't
But
do that.
You don't have to listen to us.
YouTube anyway.
Exactly. YouTube is there, and you don't need to listen to us on YouTube because you have a phone. So just
They might
listen to us
not.
on that.
You don't know.
We are assuming you have a phone.
Where would they be listening to this if it wasn't on a phone?
A computer.
A laptop, a
They have a computer.
computer,
They can access any of the other places that we are
a,
on.
Actually,
a
that
TV.
It's true, but that
is
doesn't
a
mean they have a
good
phone.
Point. Fine.
Doesn't mean they have a phone.
a tablet,
Touche,
there are many
touche.
options.
You have the internet somehow.
A
Tablet.
3DS, a PSP.
None of those things are
PS4,
phones.
Did you call it a tublet?
Yeah, I said tablet.
Tablet.
I misspoke.
How's
Surprised you
everybody
heard that.
doing? Welcome back from Thanksgiving, even though we had Thanksgiving
Woo!
before the last episode, technically.
Yes.
Right?
Sure.
Wink, wink.
Oh yeah.
The last
Wink.
episode was after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totes.
But let's talk about Thanksgiving again. How's everybody's Thanksgiving? Shayne,
Fine.
how was actually let's go to you last.
Oh gosh.
Michael,
Okay.
how was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was really good. Had some family over, had some friends over. We played music, we ate food, laughed, we sang. It was good.
Very,
And I went to a friend's
very,
getting
very
a friend's
standard.
house. Also awesome. Huh?
Standard is what you said.
Yeah.
That's a very
Thanksgiving.
standard Thanksgiving.
It's good. There was no Puerto Rican food this year though, which kind of stank.
Oh, why not?
Mom didn't
What?
want to make any.
What
Oh
is
dang.
Appropriation.
what is Puerto Rican?
What?
What is Puerto Rican food? It's mainly
Yeah.
food from Puerto Rico.
Okay, but like dishes that
That's
are
like-
I was gonna say I
Family
don't.
origin.
Hold up. If you had to guess,
Oh, can we guess? Okay.
I don't want to
Puerto
guess.
Rican food, you gotta order it
Do you
from
guys-
Puerto Rico.
Do you guys eat plantain?
No.
no.
No,
What
I'm
is that?
talking to Michael. I'm
Yeah, we
talking
eat
to
plantains.
Michael.
I thought you were
Thank
asking
you.
them too.
My answer's
We
still
got that
no.
word.
But
Hold on.
Like,
Sorry,
a couple
let's keep
days.
us. Hold up. Let's keep us organized. Is that what was that? Was
Plantain.
Shayne,
Plantain.
right?
Plantain, yeah.
We actually
Do you?
did a plantains. That's the only Puerto Rican thing we had. Plantains are just
Hey!
squished, baked bananas. You fry them. You
yeah, I
can
was
make
about to
them
say
either
they look like bananas.
like chips, or you can make them like
Yeah.
They're really good.
I don't care for them too much, but
Shayne, how did you know what that was? Like, where did you have
he
it?
Oh,
lives on
because
this
I'm-
planet.
no, because I'm Jamaican and they're in the same little small island area, so
Ah.
same foods.
That's true.
At that, my favorite Puerto Rican food is called pernil. It's like
Wait, slow that
roasted
down.
pork.
Say that again.
Called pernil, like PERNIL.
Okay.
It's roasted pork, and it's like the most amazing thing ever. The weird thing
Roasted
is that
animal. That sounds great. I'm on
Oh yeah,
board.
roasted animal is one of the best kinds of animal. But my mom,
Roasting an
it's funny
animal?
'cause
I'm
my
down
mom
for it.
actually isn't good at making like steak or anything like that. She always cooks it way too much or whatever. But pernil is like she makes the perfect pernil. I don't know how she does it, but it's always so good.
Is that
Basically,
the?
it's like
Oh, go ahead.
it's like a pork shoulder, and you like bake it, but you
Okay.
put like seasonings on it and within it, so it like cooks through. Like every single part of it is seasoned perfectly. It's like super
Awesome.
juicy and savory and awesome.
Is that the
That sounds
best
great.
dish that she makes? Is that your favorite thing? Your mother?
My favorite thing, my favorite food of all time, probably.
Really?
Pretty good.
Wow.
Ooh.
Shayne just happened to guess your favorite food of all time.
No, that was plantain.
No,
she
that-
doesn't know about this.
Oh.
No. Plantain is no one's favorite food of all time.
They're pretty good. They're not that good.
I like that. I kind of
like-
established. I'm like, Michael, I'm not really listening.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't care.
Shayne guessed your
Sorry.
favorite food.
A couple years
I-
ago,
It's a little
we had
awkward.
we had some Cuban cousins
We
living
should
in
guess
Virginia.
each other's favorite food.
We had a
though.
lot more Hispanic food back then. That was good.
Hmm.
One of my favorite Cuban foods is called yuca. It's kind of like a potato, like more starchy though, and you fry it or bake it, and have it like that with black beans.
Well, you lost me at beans, but
You don't like beans?
no.
Also rice.
Or-
That's okay.
I think
Rice and beans. Pretty
I
standard.
don't like. I'll eat beans. I just don't. They're not exciting.
Yeah, they're not
I don't
exciting,
like.
they're just
I don't like
part of
baked
the
beans
food.
at all.
baked
You don't like
beans.
baked
Especially,
beans?
Would you guys
especially
do-
British baked beans?
Would you guys do pinto beans or black beans?
No.
Black.
Black
Black,
beans,
100%.
Both, but black currently
Yeah.
the healthier option.
Got more
Is it
protein.
really healthier? I didn't even know.
Yeah, pinto
they have
beans
more
have like
nutrients.
bacon in it or something like that.
Nutrients.
Or nutrients.
Yeah. No,
Make
pinto
me
beans
eat
are cooked with
flowers.
bacon.
What'd you say? Flowers. Okay. Michael, I'm done with you.
Wow.
John, how was your
done with you.
Thanksgiving? What kind of stuff did you do?
It was okay. Went to a Brazilian grill in City
Ooh.
Center.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know which one you went to. It's
I don't.
yeah. I love
nice.
that place. That place is awesome.
Yeah, it's
Did
so
you?
good.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's pretty
so
good.
the reason it's such a cool place is it's kind of like a buffet, kind of. But you have a little block. Did you do this? Is this what you did when you went, or did you just get food?
Hey, let John tell the story.
Actually, well, I've never been to a Brazilian grill before.
Did you do it? Did you do it with the little block? Do you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, then go. Okay, then you
was
can
in
tell
here.
them. That's fine.
Oh yeah. Well, they have this little green, yellow, red block on your table, and you flip it so the green side's up, and they come around and serve you steak and other sorts
It's
of
like
meats cooked
it's
on
more
the
than just
sword.
steak. It's all sorts of different meats.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had like turkey, they had chicken, they had chorizo, they had all sorts of stuff.
Chorizo's awesome.
They walk around like with it,
Pulled
like
pork.
with a stick through it, like this giant just slab of meat.
Did they
And then
have?
they'll be like, "Do you want this piece?" And they'll just slice it off for you and stuff. It's really
Did
cool.
they have chicken heart at that one?
Oh, lovely. I didn't get any of that.
I had that at the one here. The one.
Like they didn't offer it, and I didn't see
Okay.
it. So
The one here had chicken heart, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I had that when I was there too.
I consumed the chicken heart for its power.
was that at the buffet?
That's right.
Sorry,
I can
say again, John?
fly for short distances.
Was that at the buffet?
No, it was like one of the plates that they would bring around that had little
Oh,
chicken
okay.
hearts on
Yeah,
it.
they just didn't get to that one. Then. And then they had like your standard American Thanksgiving stuff in the buffet. Like you had your mash, you had
Mash.
Get your Mac. You had your collard.
you had your stuffing. You had
I love
Yeah.
American Thanksgiving. So
American
good.
food's pretty good.
The one of
As
two
opposed to
Thanksgivings.
as opposed to what? Yeah. Like,
There's Canadian Thanksgiving, and that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know
Shayne,
that,
even
but-
I know that.
they just
I,
eat poutine.
I know that too because I have Canadian friends, but you don't celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving.
I could.
It's true.
You know what, Shayne? You can do
You
anything if you
could,
put
but
your
you
mind
don't.
to it.
That's
How
true,
do-
but you didn't do. You didn't put your mind to it when it
Actually,
happened.
but hold up. I did have poutine during Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Poutine is so
man.
gross. I would never.
Really? Oh,
Poutine
poutine's
is
so good.
but it's like weird.
Well,
It's like
I
a-
only had it once,
loose
and maybe
meat
my
in a
friend he just
sleeve.
made it bad, but
Your
That's
friend
probably
made
it.
it for you?
I thought it was gross. Yeah.
Is your friend Canadian?
He is Canadian, but we were in America, so he was like American product, so maybe that was why.
He
had
he was in America for too long and he just forgot,
forgot.
how to do it right.
Oh no! This was when we were first up in school in New York. Like he just got there, first time in America. So.
Okay, well I was joking, but it's fine.
Freshly
Michael,
Canadian.
It's a joke,
Michael, what
Shayne.
were you gonna say?
No, you don't insult my Canadian friends, Luke. It's not funny.
I had
Did he bring
poutine
back
in-
milk with him?
I had poutine in Louisiana,
Well, no,
but they
no,
call
no.
it boudin there
What?
because there are like
Boudin,
a lot of
yeah.
French people there and stuff. And basically, it is kind of gross, but also tastes really good. It's
Are-
like loose meat and rice, like in a sleeve.
Are they saying poutine but in like a French way?
They just say boudin. Like I don't think they're even trying to pronounce the word right.
It's probably.
You said rice? Is that? I mean,
There was rice
are
in the
you
one
sure
I
it's
had.
poutine?
What?
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
That's weird. We
Yeah,
have
it's
it.
like-
It's like it's gravy and fries with like a
These
yeah,
curds.
curds. I didn't want
Like
to say
French
curds. Yeah.
Weird,
Yeah.
This is nothing like
Yeah.
that.
What?
Maybe they're not the same.
Oh, then that's
Well,
not.
maybe that's
poutine.
not poutine.
No, wait, hold up. No, it's like Michael. I think that they were calling it what they called it,
No, 'cause
and
it
what
was
they called it
spelled-
wasn't poutine.
It was spelled poutine, like Poutine.
But they're
Yes, I
saying
remember it
boudin.
because I was so confused the whole time.
It's so funny though because it's like okay,
Well,
so it
they're
had
very
different,
wrong.
it had a different name, it had different ingredients, and it was completely different, but it was definitely poutine.
No, like seriously, they'd be like, "You want some boudin?" And I look at the menu, I'm like, "Where's boudin?" Like right there, I was like, "Oh, this says poutine."
Oh
Like,
my
no,
Maybe it was
god!
right underneath
I
poutine.
can't speak down there. That's why.
That's
that
funny.
is.
I don't know.
Nolans.
Who knows?
Nolans.
They probably changed it with their voodoo.
Oh,
Yep.
True.
or voodoo.
That voodoo magic.
Yeah, so I had poutine for Thanksgiving.
Excellent.
Not really. I had it while I was at Thanksgiving, but not for Thanksgiving. So I had a half a Canadian Thanksgiving weekend.
Very good.
Shut up, Shayne.
Brent, what was
No, I will not shut
unless
up.
unless John, unless you have more, feel free to stop me, guys, if I move it
Yeah.
on. But I try to
Right, stopping
gauge what I.
Oh yeah, they gave us dessert. Shut up, Luke. They gave us dessert. You had a choice between a slice of pumpkin pie or a slice of chocolate
Ooh.
cake. Which one would you guys
Pumpkin
choose?
pie.
you.
Chocolate cake.
Well, pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving, but
Yeah, I like chocolate
Well, I
cake
hate
more in
ca-
general,
yeah.
but pie.
I hate
yeah.
cake.
Pumpkin
so,
pie all day, every day, all year.
Yeah.
All right, pumpkin pie was the wrong choice.
Oh, God.
Was it?
Winner!
Because
Yeah,
I
I
love
don't think
pumpkin
so.
pie. I got pumpkin pie, but that pumpkin pie was like the size of my finger,
Oh.
and then the chocolate cake
Which
that came out was
which
the size
finger?
of my face.
Which finger?
Oh.
It doesn't.
My
All
index
fingers
finger.
are
Oh.
too small if they're slices of cake.
Just kidding.
That is
It was-
true.
Okay, so like I take my index finger and my thumb and I pinch them together. That's the size of the pie. Is that area?
Looks-
It's like the
That's
size
a
of an
pretty good
Oreo.
portion.
No, I make my finger straight, not curved like a circle, like a
That's
bone. Okay.
disgusting. That's gross. That's how much did it cost?
It was $30 per person.
No, for the
for
did that
the
come
pie.
with the
Oh
for
my
the
God.
step?
It was a package
That's not
for Thanksgiving.
that's not bad
I
actually.
almost
Did you get
cried.
Yeah, it's pretty
more than
decent.
one dessert slice?
No, you only got one slice.
One slice of pumpkin pie that's the size
You couldn't
of
get
French
both?
fry. I think that like maybe because it was Thanksgiving, they were running out of pumpkin pie, and so then they were like, okay, just chop the pieces
That's
in little,
probably
They had
little
plenty
true.
of cake,
slivers.
so
Yeah.
they were just
They were
throwing that away.
they were trying to be cost effective.
Mhm.
Oh, that was yep.
I got my money's worth out of the meat I ate, so
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe they gauge
You-
the size of your pie by how much like other foods you eat. Like that guy's had enough.
I think
that's
I
messed
think
up.
he's full. So
They're
it's
like,
funny
you
though,
don't
'cause,
need
like,
that much pie, sir.
you if unless you're vegetarian, you leave that restaurant like rolling out because it's so much food.
I don't really think vegetarians probably go in there.
It'd be like a horror movie for someone who really hated, who was like super vegetarian because they're
That's
just
not
like
a whole lot of choice.
there's like dead body animals just floating around everywhere because
But
they're literally
they-
like
but why would they
impaled
go
on
in there?
Sticks. They
I
should.
know it's. Sometimes there's a salad bar, but
There,
just go
yeah, no,
somewhere else.
actually, there is a salad bar, you monsters.
But
They
at
could
the
go
same
in there.
time, I don't
be so
think-
mean.
Why would you
I
pay
don't
$30?
think
I don't.
really
Tr- I
salad
don't.
bar?
I don't trust
Yeah.
a salad bar in a place where they have dead pigs hanging up above me. Like I don't trust it.
I mean, okay, the pigs aren't just hanging there, but okay. So,
Oh, they're
but
flying.
John, you got the pumpkin pie. Sorry, it's too bad. I wish you had made a better choice.
Well,
Like,
did somebody?
because
Did
also
somebody?
I'm
Wait,
stalling.
Wait, John.
I'm stalling
Wait, I
because
have
I
a
don't know
question.
if I should move the topic on, so I'm stalling.
I have a
true.
question.
Well,
I have a question
I
for
didn't
John.
say what happened to me.
Mister.
Yeah,
Well, I haven't-
none of us
well-
did. Yeah.
I haven't moved on to Brent
Wait,
yet because
I'm trying to ask John a question.
God!
Luke, can you like stop
Okay, that's
talking?
fair.
Thanks.
I'm just gonna sit over here.
So-
I'm sit over here.
John, did anyone else in your group get the chocolate cake?
Yeah, my sister.
So did you like take some of hers so you could experience both?
No,
He was kind to let her have her own choices.
He was
Oh,
giving
I mean,
on that
he
thankful
was
day.
giving. Oh, look at you, John. Such a good human
I made
being.
my choice.
I made
I'm a
my
man.
I made my choice.
I picked my pie, now I gotta sit in it.
All right, Luke. I think you can move on to the next person.
Shut up, Shane.
Now that Shayne is giving me this and it's sealed to people.
Shayne.
So, before I do, what I'm trying to get at is that I'm trying to gauge if people are done with the topic, and it's like, you know how the music comes on at the Oscars, and it's kind of like, all right, let's move on to the next person.
I
With
would
this
still
sort of
keep
thing, I'm
talking.
kind of like, are you done? Should I move on?
You don't want to keep asking questions.
It's true.
I'm trying to help. This is what
You
happens
help,
when you're
it's fine.
helpful.
Don't worry about it.
Brent,
Don't-
how was
When
your
you're helping.
Thanksgiving?
Well, they had gravy this year, so it's already way better.
Yeah!
Yeah,
I know. I was like, fucking A.
Gravy.
My
What does the A stand for?
that's a good question.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Fucking A.
Fucking A.
Oh,
That's true. I've never thought about that.
Michael, stop.
I say,
Good question.
A
It's funny
for
when
that.
for the letter of the
people, like,
alphabet.
People use a letter for a cuss word, especially when they say a cuss word before the non-cuss word.
Yeah, that's a
reminds me
that's
of
a
my favorite
true. It's a
joke.
fair question.
It reminds me of one of my favorite jokes. It's like, I'm tired of all this fucking cursing.
Wait, what?
You curse when you say, it doesn't matter. Anyway,
Watch your fucking mouth.
that's right. Anyway, anything like that is funny.
I liked it.
So
I just didn't laugh.
my aunt recently got remarried, and from a previous marriage, her husband has kids, and one of them has their own child. So now she's a grandmother, and they came over later on in the evening, and she was like, "Oh, this baby's so cute." She sat next to me, and I'm like, "Oh, fuck's sake." And she's like, "Look how cute it is." I'm like, "All babies are the same." She's like, "This one's not the same." I'm like,
It's a muffin.
Your job for a baby is make sure it doesn't die until it becomes like 3 years old, and then they say ridiculous shit, and then it's amazing and hilarious, and you can play with them and interact with them, and it's fun. Before that, they just sleep and they shit and they eat and they cry. Like that's
That's
really it.
Before they get to a certain age, they're kind of like
They're very boring.
just little things.
They're little lumps.
I love babies.
Oh, well, that's fine. That's fine. But don't make me try to love your baby. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. Oh, yeah,
I don't. If I don't care, please stop trying to be like, it's so cute. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself. It's so cute.
Well, that's
I just
people do the
just
same
back
thing
up.
with dogs.
It's worse.
That's
with
fair
Look at my
too.
dog. I'm like,
though.
okay.
But I'm just saying, just back up. And she just got so like annoyed at me just because I didn't care.
I feel like
It's really funny.
like children, like you said, when they're that age, they're just things that you have to kind of watch.
Yeah.
Like I do like
you
babies.
know-
Like I like kids. I think babies are funny. Like it's great.
The
But it
parents
is
should
at a
love-
certain age, you just hold it and like you
Yeah.
like lie it down. It can't move anywhere. It just
Yeah.
This
cries.
baby is
Well,
useless.
I mean, the parents should love their baby. You know, when I have kids, I'll love my children.
Nobody said
But
the
they're
baby shouldn't be
mine,
loved. Just
and
throw
I
that
don't
out
care
there.
about other people. I know. I'm just saying. For me, like, I don't care about other people's babies. I hope their parents love them and treat them right, but I don't care. I don't want to hold it. I don't want to interact with it until it's a toddler. Then it's hilarious. I want to ask them crazy shit, see what they say. That's funny as crap. But until then, I just back up,
So-
man.
I love holding babies.
To move on from the baby.
No, more babies. More baby all the time. Boss baby.
That movie was so bad.
It was bad.
Yeah, I'm finally
I
gonna
had
watch
so
Baby
much
Driver
expect-
today, hopefully.
Oh, really? Oh, yes,
The
Michael.
entirety, or are you gonna stop
entirety.
halfway through?
Yay!
Are you gonna stop? Oh,
Yeah.
good, so good.
Just to troll us, he just
I meant to tell you,
shuts
Luke.
it off.
I was
Are
gonna.
you watching?
I was gonna.
Hold on, real quick. Are you watching it in like good quality?
Yeah, on DVD.
Okay, DVD.
I was gonna message you, Luke. The soundtrack or the score or something for the movie got nominated for a Grammy.
What?
Yeah, for Baby Driver. Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Interesting. I'll have to look up what it was. I guess
I
it was
forgot
probably
exactly what category it was.
Well,
but yeah.
are there any original songs in that movie? I don't think there are.
I'm sure there's
I don't know.
music or something.
Something music wise got nominated for it.
I'm
I can't
sure-
remember
I'm
off the
sure
top
A lot
of
of it
Baby
was,
Driver has
like,
music
like,
in it.
already existing songs.
No, but,
that he was
like-
listening to.
I think
I
there's
know- I
some
know what you mean.
ambient stuff.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what
also
I
he
mean.
writes music in the movie, right?
What?
Like, doesn't he make music?
Yeah, with people's
Yeah.
voice samples.
There's no way that got
Maybe-
nominated.
Yeah, but
The part where
that
he's making
doesn't
music.
count. Yeah.
If that got nominated,
no,
that'd be
no.
hilarious.
I
Where he's, like, doing the
with
little
all
beats.
Respect.
I haven't seen the whole thing yet. Maybe they're really good. I don't know.
You don't know.
They are pretty good.
I don't
You
know.
don't know.
I don't.
Yeah, Michael, you don't know.
You don't know, Michael.
I will know after today.
You don't know my life.
Was he slow?
He's like, I won't know
Yeah,
in a
there
few
you go.
hours.
So I was thinking about the baby thing. Is anybody else worried that their kids are gonna be super lame? That you won't like them?
Oh no, not my baby.
No, my
baby's
kids can't. My
this is
kids
gonna-
won't be
cool.
lame.
This might make some people mad, but I'm really
My
worried
kids
my
won't be
baby's gonna
lame.
be like
Dude,
retarded
I have this
Oh,
friend
John.
who's like,
Why?
or Downsy or
Why do you
Brody.
think that?
Oh no.
I don't
'Cause
like.
look at
It's just
Ab-
like a fear. Like
Oh, it's a
everybody
fear.
should be
Okay.
scared of that.
Oh, that's
I'm not.
that's a
I
horrifying.
have the best
That's a
baby.
horrifying question. Like if it was like,
Oh.
what if your baby grew up and was a brony?
Like can't
Yeah.
they? Oh, well,
Or a furry.
Oh no.
Or a brony?
Oh, no.
Brony's
Well,
worse.
what
I'd
I'm
rather
worried
have a
about is, like,
furry.
I'd rather have a furry for a child.
I'd rather
than a
have a
brony.
furry. Yeah,
Probably
me
fair,
too.
yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
That's
Yeah.
just awkward though.
Yeah, well, I mean, you
No.
know, they're their own people.
Well, you know what? Raise your kids and keep them away from the internet, and you'll have no problems.
Don't let them use the internet.
dude, well, what I'm afraid of is
Not
like I
until
have a
they're
couple
like
friends.
15.
I have a couple of friends who are really cool. Like they're in bands or they skateboard or whatever. and they have kids, and their kids are like the dorkiest kids ever. But not like I was a nerd growing up, but I also like was cool. Like I did stuff. Like all they do is just sit there and play video games. They don't talk. They don't say anything funny. They get scared.
They sound like
easily.
my kind of
So
people.
they're mean.
They don't say anything funny.
Like they're just like they just sit there
Well,
and
I
just
say
don't do
funny
anything,
things.
and like they hate everything that's cool. And like I was like the one guy, he was in a touring band and he was like a semi-pro skateboarder, and his kid hates music and skateboarding. Like what happens to me?
Well, kids usually
he
rebel
probably
against
got
their
the
parents.
That
other-
actually that makes a lot of sense because
It
it's
does.
like
That's
kids,
why I'm
kids
like,
are
okay,
always kind
parents.
of like,
I'm freaking cool.
no.
My kids are gonna suck.
Yeah, here's the thing, because the kid is born, and then as the kid gets older,
That's
he's like,
true.
he's like, oh,
The-
Dad is such a nerd. Dude,
Hugh
your
Jackman-
dad
Hugh Jackman's
skateboards and plays
kids
music.
think he's
still
born
a
as fuck.
nerd. What? His
Hugh
dad? What?
Jackman's kids
ridiculous.
think he's born as fuck, and he's Wolverine. So I mean,
And
Wait,
he's
who,
like,
Jackman?
he's
He
he's like
probably is.
jacked.
But
He's
do they-
like
do they hate
6
movies?
feet tall.
Do they hate?
well,
Probably boring in real life.
Do they hate
well, I'm
movies?
just saying. Well, I don't know.
Maybe they probably do. So
Probably
sick
hate
of
his
them.
movies.
I knew somebody
Yes.
who was I when I was filming this I was doing a video job, and my job was to like film these tennis games, and I was like filming a particular like kid for like a sport highlight video. So at one point there was like some downtime, and I was talking to the kid because it was like his parents hired me to film it, and so he was like really really good at tennis. Like he was like from Maryland in Virginia, like traveling playing tennis. So he played a bunch of other sports, like he played basketball, he played baseball and football and like all these other things, and he was the best at tennis. And so I went up to him out during one of the breaks and said, hey, well, I mean, you play all these sports, what's your favorite one? And then I kind of caught myself and was like, oh, well, I guess it's obvious, tennis, right? Because that's when you're the best at. And he was like, I hate tennis. And I was like, wait, well, what? And he was like, I hate tennis because it's all I do. Because he's so good at it, so all he does is practice it, and he got bored of it. So I feel like with a kid, if your parent was like an actor, and like in a movie, you get so sick of movies after a while because that's all your parents are doing. They're like acting and practicing their lines.
But most kids whose parents are into art,
It
they usually
depends.
also become artists. Like in a
Yeah,
similar
it depends.
realm.
And they also
'Cause
make
you're
very
just-
little money.
Around it so much.
Generation support people.
Woo!
I don't know, man. I don't think my kids are gonna be lame. And like even worse, what if they're just like whiny all the time?
That's true.
Don't teach
Then
them to be
slap
that way.
them. They're whiny,
That's-
slap them.
When I was little, I didn't whine that much. Apparently, my mom said like I didn't really whine. My sister didn't whine until she was like a teenager. Kids, I have faith that maybe my kids will be the same.
The Hereditary.
If they whine, just beat them.
Probably
That's what I was
Well,
saying.
maybe don't
No,
do that,
honestly, it's true. Slap them across the face. They'll shut up.
I'm not doing that.
I think
I am.
Just threaten to get the belt.
Parents
I
didn't have
know-
to do that to me, and I turned.
I
out
know that like with
You
lost my
whiny
train
I
of
got
thought.
beat
Never
so
mind.
much.
No. They always say I was the good baby because I never cried.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So like, I have 2 older sisters, and they were like real, just calm, relaxed, and then
Are you a drama baby?
and then no, I wasn't drama, but I came along and was like, oh, look at all these things are like buttons, and this comes out, and I can pull this thing over and like
Luke
open
was
this up.
drama. drama, Luke.
It just was like
Makes
my
so
parents
much
were like,
sense.
we didn't know we had this many buttons in our house because he found all of them. Pushing every button.
He found all the gumdrop buttons.
You know what really sucks is like when your parents tell you that, oh, when you were a kid, you used to be so happy, you were smiling all the time, and now you're
What?
not. It's like,
My parents never said that to me.
Even
Yeah,
without
for real, I've never-
going. Even without going into that second part, just saying, "Oh, when you were a kid, you used to be so happy."
my parents have said this to me several times, and it sucks.
I don't really know what to tell you there.
Well, no,
Maybe
I think
well, John,
you
you
should
send
slap
those, you send all those comics in the Facebook chat, and you're like, "I wonder why my parents say that to me."
Yeah. Yeah,
You just
that's,
gotta be like me and you hide the darkness. You act like it's not there.
Awkward laughter.
I don't have any darkness.
I'm just
Not anymore.
imagining like John, like he's having a great time and like really loving life. His parents are just like, you're just not happy anymore.
Yeah, you just like you used to just be filled with so much joy in life, and now you're just
It kind of
Bleh.
ties into like what we were talking about last time, where it's like, "Are you mad?" No, I'm not mad. You seem kind of
On a
mad.
podcast.
it's like nope, not mad.
Dude, I hate when people tell me that I'm mad.
Yeah, that's what we're
we're
bringing
talking
up
about.
again. because it's like
Pay attention.
John's
okay.
like people are like, John, you seem kind of sad. John's like, I'm good. You seem real sad,
No,
John.
I'm fine.
I'll fight
It's okay, you
you.
don't have to
Sorry,
hide
but
it.
But
crying.
something is clearly bothering you. Like,
We talked about this before on the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have.
Okay, let's not do it again. But John, I'm sorry
Actually,
you're so sad now.
Yeah.
Better.
Speaking of sad, Brent, you said you pissed off a grandma. Was that the one with the baby?
Yeah,
Okay. We're done. Never mind. We don't go
it was
there.
great.
I wrote it down as a topic.
I talked about
I
it.
said
Pissed off
Brent's
a
story.
grandma.
Well, I didn't. I was looking at the topics we had, and I wrote down Brent's story about pissing off grandma. And so I was just wondering if that was the grandma.
It's not my grandma. It's my aunt.
Oh.
His aunt is a
Listen up,
grandma.
grandmas all
Yeah.
across the world.
Okay. So we didn't get to Shayne. Shayne, how was your Thanksgiving? Because you had
Okay.
the interesting one.
So I'll try to sum up a lifetime journey in like 5 minutes. So
All right, just
Oh,
make it
lie.
quick.
Excellent storytelling.
yeah. So okay. So first of all, I've never been on a plane by myself, right? So I get
Whoa!
to TSA, and my mom, bless her heart, she snuck in with me, and she's like following me like in the line, and then because I'm like
Oh,
freaking
you're almost
out,
like a secret
nervous.
agent.
Yeah, and then so she's like waiting over there, like in the corner, and I'm like, I feel like so comforted. I'm like, oh, my mom's still here. Like, this is good. I can do this, right? And then the security guard kicks her out. I'm like, oh, dang it. So I'm like, my
Well,
heart's
yeah.
beating all fast. My heart's
you'd be
beating all
alright.
fast. And then I'm like, crap. I'm like, this line is going so slow. Can we go faster, please?
This is TSA,
and
right?
so
Or is
this is TSA, yeah.
Okay. And that's the
then-
thing. Actually, you were talking about like not flying by yourself, and like when you've never flown, nothing is as nerve wracking as when you're going through TSA because you're like,
Nah,
move,
dude.
don't move too quick, don't do
Fucking
anything.
goddamn
funky,
British.
just-
Yeah,
Assholes.
no. I saw people like taking off their shoes. I said, we have to take off our shoes. I'm not
Oh,
prepared
man.
for this.
Sometimes
This is too
in
much.
America, yes.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah,
every
well,
time we had to
when I
take
was
my
going to
shoes off.
Ireland, I don't want to get off too off topic here, Shane, but I just want to say like when I was going to Ireland, when you go through the like customs to get into, or no, it wasn't customs, it was like I was going through the TSA to get. Is it even TSA?
They don't call it that,
It's
but
the
it's the same
equivalent.
thing.
And so it was to get into England, right? And so I was going through like the security. Here I am, like the dumb American, taking my shoes off, and I look over and like I'm almost at the thing, and I look and nobody's taking their shoes off.
Yeah, they don't really do it.
Nobody's-
They don't really do it overseas.
Yeah.
It's like that's kind of awkward. Okay, so Shane, so you're
Yeah, we-
panicking
yeah.
because you got to take your shoes
Yeah,
off.
yeah. So once I like do all that, I make it through. I'm like, whoo, okay, I can breathe. So like I go and find the gate or whatever. And then I have to get like my like actual boarding pass. So I walk up to the guy, all cheery, or at least pretending to be. I'm like, don't act like a first time flyer. I was like, don't act like a first time flyer. So I'm like, hey sir, I need to get my boarding pass. And then
I'm trying to think, what are some things that a
I-
first time flyer would do?
I'm not carrying
I
a
have
bomb.
I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. Okay, I don't have a bomb in my backpack, sir.
Yeah, really, like you got a wire hanging out of your bag. You're like, this bag is totally normal. There's nothing odd in this bag. See it? This is
Nothing
normal.
in this bag. So he gives me my ticket and he's
Oh,
like,
man.
oh, looks like you have a window seat. And I'm like, yes, window seat. That's what I wanted. I stopped listening after window seat. And like subconsciously, I hear him mumble something about emergency exit seat and how I'm able-bodied
Oh,
and
yeah.
how I
Oh,
can
no.
save people's lives. And I didn't hear a word he said, right? So I just took the ticket and I got on the plane. And then the flight attendant's walking by, and well, before the flight attendant came, some girl was sitting in my seat. And so I get there, and I'm already like nervous enough, and so I was just gonna sit down in the middle seat, not even argue with this girl. But then I was like, wait a minute, no, I want the window seat. I need to feel
Heck
comfortable.
yeah.
Screw this
Push her
girl.
on-
So yeah,
Knock her out.
So
Drag her off the
I
plane
said,
like they did in United. Just pull her off.
Oh well, no. That's a little too much, but so I asked her, I said,
not
oh,
enough.
can I like have the window seat? And so she like takes off her headphones and she like rolls her eyes and she's like, ugh, sure. I said, okay,
What?
but it was my seat, so you were gonna move anyway. So I don't really,
Oh,
we don't need the attitude. So she gets
Wait,
out
did you
and moves the
did you
seat.
say that to her?
No, I said the part of like, well, it's my seat. Like I
Okay,
said that
good.
part. 'Cause I'm like, what the heck? Don't
You
worry,
were gonna
guys. I mean,
move
you know
anyway.
that's not. You know that's not
how
your
old was
seat.
this? How old was she?
She looks like around my age, so 5, whatever. I don't know.
She's a dick.
She was young. Yeah. No, she moved over without like too much argument. And so I sat in the seat, got all comfortable, and the flight attendant comes by and like, are you willing and able to something about basically save people's lives if there's an emergency and open the window? And I said yes on the outside, right? But on the inside, I said, if there was any type of emergency, I'm going to be panicking way too much to save anyone's life. So I guess we're all screwed.
You're gonna be waving the next like manly person up to do it for you, like help.
Yeah.
Help.
I'd
I
have
can't
been
do
like,
this.
so do you
I want to
want?
give up this sweet
I
seat.
would
so-
have told the girl, I'm like, do you want the? As we're like crashing, the plane is crashing. Do you want the window seat back so you can?
Can we switch? You're going down. Can we switch seats?
And so I don't really know how planes work, but when they were like the oxygen masks are gonna drop from the ceiling, I looked up and I said, where? Where do these things come from? There was nowhere
They're
on the
hidden
ceiling
in a panel.
where I could see that they could come from, unless the whole thing was gonna blow up. And then like the ceiling, like I don't know, that was weird. So
Sometimes they
say-
show a video where it
I
comes
can-
from.
I can see Shayne on
Long-
the plane, like being all nervous, being like yelling out, like, "Where is it? Is it gonna be up there? Is the plane gonna blow up?"
yeah, I was confused. I actually watched the plane. Like there was a thing on the computer where you could watch the plane as it flew across the country. So I watched that because for some reason that made me feel more comfortable. I was like, why are we flying so slow? Why are we not there yet? But, so long story short,
How was like the takeoff? Was the takeoff fine? Some people don't like that part.
I love
Like
that.
where
I
it takes
mean-
off.
I'm not gonna lie, if I almost shat my pants. But the first time, just because I was like, well, can't turn back even if I wanted to.
Were you on like a
and once
really
we were
big
like-
plane, or was it kind of a small plane?
No, the first one was the big. Yeah.
Was it
We
how
were
many
flying to
rows?
Dallas.
How many rows of seats was it? Like 3 and 3?
3. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. But they were like
Yes,
big.
okay.
And I had leg room for days. Like I could kick back. It was great.
Well,
But,
'cause,
Yeah,
like,
the exit seat's actually pretty nice because you get all that
Yeah.
no
room.
leg room.
Yeah, I
What I
know.
was
That's
thinking
why I
is,
was
like-
like, I'm not even mad about
That's
that.
why you
No.
agree to it. Cause
But be
planes
careful
already
though.
crashed.
Be careful because sometimes they don't have TVs.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
That
like,
would
sometimes,
suck.
like
Oh, the
You're on
only
a
the
little
only
plane?
plane that had a TV was
it feels
my
way
first one.
crazier.
That's
Like I was
just
running
too.
back from
Oh
LA,
man.
and I was like, I'm
Hold
on a
on,
little
hold on.
plane, and I realized I'm just in a tube flying through the sky.
That's right.
Like anything could happen.
You're like, this is
Like,
like
you
a
feel-
giant PVC pipe.
In a big
Just
plane, you
flying.
don't feel much turbulence. You don't really hear anything from outside, so you don't really think about it. But in a little plane, you realize I'm just in a metal tube.
I don't know
in the
about
sky.
you, but I hear the engine when I'm on a big plane.
I'm
Oh yeah, I heard everything. Yeah.
It's
That's pretty
crazy
scary.
because like some of the the plane that I rode on to get to Ireland, it had 3 seats, 3 seats, and then 3 seats. So it's like those like the international planes.
Yep.
Those are big. Now the one you went on sounds like about a pretty big plane
Yeah.
anyway because 3 and 3.
Yeah, it was pretty
But-
average. I guess pretty. I don't know.
Some
what
of them
an
are
average
like
size plane is.
I've been on a couple planes that are like 2 space 1.
Yeah.
Like they're
those
shrinky
tiny
planes.
ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
Puddle
wow.
jumpers, as they call them.
Yeah. So okay, so you took off. You like almost lost it, but then you were
Yeah.
fine.
So once we were like stable in the air, it was chill, and I kind of like looking down, like all like the city lights when we would fly over big cities. I'm like, that's
oh
pretty cool.
yeah. Did you fly at night? Did you take off at night?
Yeah, when I went, it was at night, and then when I left, it was in the morning. So I got both experiences.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, which on the way back, I got to see the sunrise, which is pretty cool.
Woo.
And I took a picture, and then the guy sitting next to me, he's like, "That looks so cool. Can you like take a picture for me too?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure."
If it was
but
the
yes.
girl, if it was the girl on the first plane, you would have just thrown her phone.
Oh no, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Down the aisle.
I would have like dropped. No, I would have like dropped it. Like, oh no, and like fumbled with it and would have fell. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Open the window.
Oh man, I
check your
can't. I
phone.
saw. Oh, the seatbelt
Oh
sign
no!
says
He's
don't
at the emergency
unbuckle.
exit. He just opens
Oh, yeah.
exit and flips the phone out the window.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah, really. Everyone would just get sucked out of the plane.
Well,
I know. I'm like,
that doesn't happen.
Oh,
like
don't
that.
be a sign. Whatever. Fine.
Don't be a sourpuss. And
yeah.
It would
So, like,
equalize pretty
Yeah.
fast, and that
People
wouldn't
dying.
happen.
All right, I'll try it
So,
next
when
time.
we
Just
got
open
to
the door and see what
Dallas-
happens.
No,
Wow, there'll be other
don't
consequences.
try it.
I'll be like,
Yeah,
be
yeah,
like,
yeah, don't
no,
try
no.
it.
The flight attendants start freaking out. I'm like, no, it's
Maybe.
fine. No one's
the
gonna
flight
get
marshal
sucked
will
out.
tackle you
I
and
heard
just be like,
about
"No, it's
this
fine,
on
man."
the internet.
You should be like
Brent
on my
told me nothing bad'll
podcast. You see?
I heard it
No,
on a
that's a perfect
podcast.
plug for the podcast. Well, on my podcast, which you can listen to on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube.
As I'm opening the
Um,
door and everyone's getting sucked out, it's like on SoundCloud, YouTube.
Yeah.
About to be in the real cloud. Ooh.
Oh, hey! I could be playing the podcast out of my phone as we're falling. Like
As you're being
real
tackled and
SoundCloud.
arrested, you could just play the outro music.
The outro music.
Just say, you can't arrest me. I quit.
Right. Oh man.
You're off the podcast.
Say that to the police or the whatever they're called.
Flight marshal,
Okay.
I think.
The
Let's
flight
keep going.
attendant, yeah.
So
Okay,
you're
so when I
flying.
land in Dallas, we're skipping the flying part. There's nothing really exciting after that. Well, I started watching once I like got bored of listening to music and watching the plane fly across the country, I started watching Spider-Man Homecoming again, which was cool. But so we land in Dallas. And this airport, if that's even a proper term for it, because it was more like the Mall of America or something, because this thing was huge.
Yeah,
there was
Dallas
like
has
a
a pretty-
bajillion.
Yeah, Dallas is a
Yeah,
pretty
there was,
sizable
like,
airport.
A million stores and restaurants. I said, where am I? This is not an airport. The airport that I came from is nothing like this.
Just
So
don't go
it took
to
me, like,
Atlanta.
Flight out of Newport News.
Norfolk.
Yeah, Norfolk's a shrimpy airport. Like, just wait until you go to something like Chicago or Atlanta. Oh man.
Chicago.
Oh, the Dublin
Yes.
airport too. The Dublin airport's huge.
Oh, it's so good.
It's a massive airport. Like it looks like a monument.
I
So
really
crazy.
enjoy what airport is in Irish. It's airfort. It's so good.
Actually, and I don't mean to like. I just realized what I'm kind of doing, and I think it's kind of rude. I'm like one-upping Shayne because you've never. flown
Oh, you think
before.
that airport was
I'm
cool?
sorry. He
I
was
mean,
like,
I
was on,
don't
he was like,
care.
I was
Check
on
out
a
these
big plane.
airports.
No, I know. He was like, I was on a big plane. Well, Shayne, when I was on a big plane,
I
and
don't
then he was
care.
like, I went to this giant
I wanted
airport.
to
Well,
get off the
Shayne,
plane.
when I went to it, I'm sorry.
When I went to a giant
I'm
airport.
sorry, but no, Dallas is a very big airport.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
bet
it
it
was.
is.
Yeah, it was huge.
And you went to Houston, so
I
did you
thought-
have to? You had to like jump off the plane and jump on another
so I
plane.
flew, just the quick thing about the Dallas airport is that when I immediately got there, the first thing I saw was like McDonald's, right? And I was hungry, so like, let's just get McDonald's. I don't even eat McDonald's like that, but whatever. And then I kept walking, and then I saw like all the other places. I said, "Wow, I should have had some patience." Like we got all these other cool places, but they were pretty slow. I said, for an airport and no one's even in here, your service is slow, McDonald's. Yeah, so I had to fly from Dallas to Houston, which makes no sense. And the
Actually,
flight,
this is your first time that far west.
yeah, I've never left the East Coast. So when I landed in Texas and I saw like the time on my phone change, I was like, freaking out. I was like, "This is so cool!"
Time zone change.
I'm like
Travel through
calling my
time.
mom. I'm like calling my mom and said, "It's a different time here." But,
I'm in the future or in the past.
Yeah, well, in the past, yeah.
Pass
So-
it. I went back in time. That's
I
awesome.
always forget which way it goes.
Which was actually pretty
Going
trippy
left
because
is past.
Yeah,
Going
it's-
right is
yeah.
future.
which was pretty trippy because I didn't really know because my ticket said I bought my ticket in Virginia, right? And it said the flight
yeah.
next flight's gonna leave at 9:30. So when I got there and the time changed, I was like, wait, was it 9:30 like in Virginia time or was it 9:30 Texas time? But how does it know that? Because
Right.
I wasn't here whenever I was just confused. But
Yeah.
It always tells you local time of
Yeah,
where you'll
think-
land
the
or
way you
start
think
from.
about it is airports are hubs with no time.
Yep.
So it's like when you
Yeah.
fly,
It's a place out of time.
so you get
fucking-
there and it's
which
like,
confused me 'cause I was
okay,
like, how long
I-
was my flight?
well, if it's like, okay, I flew for 9 hours, but now I'm 3
Did I
hours in the
fly for 9
past,
hours?
and then my
Yeah.
flight's in. It's like it doesn't matter. The time is the airport time.
Get there
Yeah,
whenever
exactly.
You feel like it.
But it is weird. I can see you going, oh, wait a second.
Yeah,
don't
I
know
just
how this
I
works.
just wasn't honest. Look, I'm like I don't know anyone here. I'm just not trying to miss the flight and get lost
Right,
because I
right.
will honestly have a panic attack and I don't need that. So So going to Houston or Dallas to Houston, the flight honestly was like 30 minutes. It was, we took off.
As soon as you got up, you went down.
Orange juice, and they're like, prepare for landing. I said, prepare for landing? We just got on the plane. But I was cool with that. So then we got to there, and then it took a long time, but then my family came and picked me up, and then I got home. All I wanted to do was sleep, but of course, obviously that wasn't happening. People were trying to talk to me. And like, I was like, all right, guys, can we do this tomorrow, please? Yeah. So then after that, yeah, so I met like all like my family and stuff like I've like never seen in person or whatever.
Wow.
And so that was cool. It was exciting. Because I enjoyed every minute. Everyone's great. Everyone really liked me. I got to finally, well, first time I consciously, for me at least, got to like meet my sister in person, but I guess we had met before, but that's when I was like 3. Who remembers things when they're 3? So that was cool. And then a bunch of like little cousins and whatnot. Yeah, so I mean, we didn't really do anything, I mean, too exciting, I guess.
Did
We
they
went to, like, a
show
cool art
you?
museum.
Did they show you Houston at all? Did you get to see the city?
Yeah. We went to all different parts of Houston. We went to like the hood parts of Houston, like the nicer parts. Well, that's where my aunt lives. My aunt actually lives in the family home that like they all grew up in, like with their grandparents and stuff. So that was
man.
cool. I learned a lot about like the family history and the value of the house and all that good stuff. But yeah, but then I went to downtown Houston and whatnot. We went to this place called the Galleria, which is I guess some big mall or whatever. Which that mall is way too big. Like way too big.
Actually, yeah, that's the thing about Texas. It's
Like way too big.
there is so much room in Texas. Like when I was in Dallas, there's a highway next. Well, so there's Dallas and there's Fort Worth, which are 2 cities really close to each other. And when I was in Fort Worth, I saw this construction, and it was right next to the highway, and I was like, what are they doing? And there was like this giant highway next to the highway, and I was like, what are they doing? And they're like, oh, they just want to put more buildings where the highway is now, so they're just moving the highway over. Like, what? Like, with
we're
Texas,
just
you can
moving
just
the
move
highway.
things. There's so much room in Texas, you can just be like, all right, just put it over there and make it huge, because you got plenty of room.
And it's like there's like no complications. Yeah, just move the interstate about like 50 miles west and we're good.
No, but it was literally like I don't know, 100 yards?
Oh,
Just
really?
like, just move it
Wow.
over there.
How much
Something like
money
that, yeah.
does that labor cost?
It's Texas. They can do whatever they want.
They're like, whatever. Yeah, so yeah, definitely saw a lot of Texas, which is what like I wanted. I was like, I want to like see things, like things that I can't see in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So, yeah, so yeah, I mean, we took a lot of pictures and whatnot, and yeah, I had a good time. I wish I could have stayed longer. Obviously,
you
Thanksgiving
actually-
break is
did you-
way too
did you-
short.
Did you make it to Austin or no?
No, there was no time. Well, we could have had time, right? So my sister's the one who wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
Every single day we were there, she slept 15 hours out of the day, and that's no exaggeration.
Dang.
That's no exaggeration.
Oh man, I mean, it's
15
vacation, so I kind
hours.
of get it, but wow, it's a long time.
Yeah. So, but no. So we didn't get to go to Austin. At least not this time. Well, whatever. But yeah, I did get on Black Friday. I bought some virtual reality goggles, and so I didn't really know how they worked, right? So I like put my phone in. Well, first of all, I had to get batteries the next day because I didn't know it needed batteries. But so I put my phone in. I'm just watching some basic video that came up on like the YouTube thing, and it was a video of like New Zealand. It was just giving me a bunch of facts. So I'm watching it, and it's cool. I'm like, oh look, I see like the streets and the building and the people. And then I don't know what I was doing, but I like looked over to the right, and the road like kept moving. Like there was more stuff. I said, "Oh shit!" And I looked the other side. I was like, "Oh, it's all around me." I was like, "This is so cool."
It's all around me.
It's like I'm in.
Then, it's like I'm actually there. But then
It's like I'm in virtual reality.
Yeah, right. And then I was like, I wonder if I like walk forward if this didn't happen, which makes sense because you should not walk with those.
Yeah.
You'll make yourself sick because like your eyes
Yeah.
are telling you you're moving, and then you'll feel like you're
Exactly.
moving, but your eyes will be like, nope, you're
Nope,
just standing
we're right
still.
here. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna have whenever I get the chance, I'm gonna play with that more and see what other cool things I can do with that thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of did you notice any of the damage from the hurricane?
Oh, the hurricane. Oh yeah. So So they
I'm
actually
just curious
were.
how it looked. You know, if you saw any like.
Yeah, well, they've actually done a lot of reconstruction. I mean, I saw like some like parts and whatnot. Nothing was too bad though. But they started building their houses differently. Like they started making them really skinny and like taller or like longer, so they could like withstand hurricane. They look really weird. I wish I took pictures.
Yeah, taller.
Yeah, it looks really weird. Like the house is really skinny, but it's long. It's like a hallway of a house.
But that would make it more dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't live there in those houses. So.
There's houses in Ohio like that. They're very vertical.
Oh, I think I found a picture of one. I'm gonna send it to you guys. I'm gonna send it through the chat.
I also went to.
Is that what it looks like?
Oh, in the Facebook chat or the Discord?
No, in Discord.
Oh, let me look.
Wow, those are way.
Wow.
Is that what it looks like?
What's here?
Not
Those are
as
creepy.
like rich, but yeah.
Okay.
Basically,
So for the people listening,
yeah, they look weird, right? I'm like,
it
that's
basically
weird.
looks like if
They
I
do
took
look
a
weird.
house, and then I like a big house, right? And I chopped it in half, and then took one piece of it and stacked it on top of the other. Okay, it's like this tall. It's like this one's a 4-story house going upwards, but it's only like
That's insane.
2 windows wide. So it's very different looking. Interesting. I don't know. Why would that withstand?
I have no idea.
I guess it's less surface area.
It didn't make sense. To
Less.
me.
I guess it would
I don't
cut
know.
through the water more. Maybe. I don't know.
I
So
have
if
no
it's
idea.
if it's a big house, it's got more of a surface area. That
It's
the water can
aesthetically unpleasing though.
I agree.
hit. Yeah, like John said, it looks creepy.
Those houses here
Yeah.
suck. I would never.
But I did. I went to my first ever like dance club, and I was like really excited about this. Right, it is not even cracked up to what it's to be. When we walked in,
Wait, dance club?
No
like
one was-
like line dancing?
no, like just the club.
Oh, just like a club
Yeah.
in downtown
so-
Houston.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to
So-
like make sure I have an idea of what you're talking about before we.
Yes, and so actually it was great because I got to see there was a fight outside of the club. I was like, well, mark that off my bucket list. Yeah, some guy was trying to fight with the bouncer. I was like, I don't think that's smart, dude, but okay. And
Don't
so we
ask
go
us.
in. Yeah, so we go in the club. No one, and I mean no one, is dancing, right?
Amazing.
Everyone is either just standing there looking awkward or they're on their phone. And the only time people were doing something or looked like they were having fun is when they were Snapchatting it. I'm like, this generation.
Phones.
This
Phones are
Every time
the
I have friends
worst.
with Snapchat and they go back to being bored.
Exactly, and they go back to being bored.
Yeah, they turn up the hype 110%, and then as soon as it's done, off. 0.
Yeah. And so I was like, y'all are stupid. But
What
me
time?
and my-
Wait, hold up. What time was this when you got into the club?
like
Like
11:30, 12 something. Yeah, like
Okay.
11:30, 12.
I was say if it's just starting, but some people.
Oh no,
that's
no,
when
no.
Some people
There
get to the
were
club,
it was packed. It was packed. Like there was no space, but no one was moving.
though.
But
Lame.
me and my cousins, we danced and stuff. I had a good time, so whatever. So yeah. That's really about it. Besides just chilling and eating and just talking about random
Eating.
stuff. I did get to go through my dad's like memory book, which is pretty cool.
Mhm.
And so I got to see like what he was like in high school and
That's
growing
wow.
up and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I wish I could have stayed longer, but you know, in the future.
Yeah. No, and I think
Oh.
I noticed when I traveled across. Oh, actually, what were you gonna say before I go into this?
Oh, I was gonna say, but when
so-
I flew back and like got off the plane in Virginia, never in my life was I more excited to be in Virginia because I was like, get me off this plane.
I do know, like
in the sky.
when I turned.
I feel like I got a deeper appreciation for Virginia. I'm like, look, everything looks so much nicer now.
That's kind of what it's like when you except for Brent. But like when you move away from like certain places,
Except for Brent.
you can really start to like people that used to annoy you. You start to miss and stuff
Yeah,
like family.
they're my parents.
But I know that
I mean,
like
I'm not from Virginia.
I know.
So
but you're never going back. So.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say.
good.
What I was just say is like when I was 21, I went on my first like big plane ride. I wasn't by myself, but it was my first one since I was a kid, and I didn't really know what to expect. And it was to Vegas, and then I was in Vegas for a little while, and then when I came back, it kind of sparked the travel bug where I was like, oh, I want to go see these other places and go visit, see what's out there, and run around and see these things. And then when I moved to LA, it was like, this is the big city or one of the biggest cities in the U.S. Okay, now what else is out there outside of the U.S.? And that's when I started getting more interested in seeing other countries and stuff. So it's interesting how taking that step into that place can kind of spark a new interest.
I know it's true. I definitely want to go. I mean, I've always wanted to go places, but now I feel like, oh, I've actually went somewhere. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to like go other places. Yeah, I feel you on that one.
It's always cool to get people's opinions on one of their first travels.
Yeah, it's always
Or,
funny
like,
because we all relate to it,
Especially people like me who've traveled so much. I've gone back and forth from the U.S. to Europe so many times throughout my life as a kid and as an adult. It's just I'm very like airports are just like
accustomed
okay,
to
it's another
it.
thing.
Yeah,
But,
I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm not too nervous at them ever. Just get there and.
Oh yeah, I get on the way back. I wasn't nervous at all. I was just like, all right.
Yeah, I do not like British border security. It's every time.
Really? I had worse
time.
experience trying to get back.
Every time they like give me so much crap. They're always like,
Is it security?
Because
or
you look mean.
I guess I don't know.
Because you look mean.
Like every time they're like, we're gonna hold you until we talk with your wife to make sure you're a legitimate person coming.
I
here.
wonder if that's why. Because like when I go, I just was like, oh, I'm just here on vacation.
People like you guys aren't there to visit your spouse or girlfriend or whatever at the stage we were at, so it's not so bad. But
Right.
they're just like, oh god, he's gonna try to live here forever. It's just like,
He's trying to move in.
but
He's gonna try and live here.
the only good part is when you get on a plane full of Europeans, come back from America, they've gone on vacation or whatever, and everyone's got to go in the European zone line, and you're the only person in the non-European line. So you go
nice.
straight to the front. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You're like waving at him as you go
When,
through the back.
The segregated.
Yeah, it's Schengen zone,
Segregate.
which is Schengen zone, which is the European zone. So the Europeans freely travel. It's like how we go through states here, where it doesn't matter. So they can just freely come and go. So all they do is when they go in the line, they just check the passport that's legit, and then they get to go. They don't talk to them or nothing. They just are like, all right, see ya. So
yeah, no, like here,
non-Europeans have to go to the other line.
So Shayne, because you've never traveled internationally, I guess.
Do they ask you like, what are you doing in the country and all that stuff?
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
when you're traveling domestically, it's really easy to go from state to state. We just go through TSA and you're done. But when you go from country to country, you go through customs where they'll be like, where are you going?
Why
are you
here?
going there? Oh, what
How
dates are
long
you
you here?
leaving? Yeah, like because they
Who'd you
basically.
know? Who you staying with?
I was just bored and wanted to take a random trip, sir. That's why I'm here.
I feel like you could say that if you just said
But-
like I'm just going on a trip and
What-
here's where I'm going and here's when I'm leaving.
Yeah, but they still
It's like,
they ask me that.
What are you doing in the country? Hopefully meeting your
ask-
mom.
They ask me that, and it's like, why are you here? And I'm like, I'm here to visit my girlfriend, fiance, wife. And they're like, oh, fuck, okay. How long you staying? All right, do you have a job back home? Blah, blah, blah. And it just like escalates super
Do you
high.
have a
man.
job back home?
That matters. They want to make sure you have ties back to your home country, so you're not trying to stay
We
there.
want to make sure we don't want your dirty
Because
American filth.
once you
in
get
our
in,
country.
like once you get past them and
It's
you're
a
in
lot
the
harder for them
country,
to
it's
find you.
yeah, they're not gonna come hunt you down and be like,
They
"You
will,
leave
though.
yet." Well, no, okay,
They probably
that-
will.
No,
They
I'm
probably
saying
will.
I'm
There's
saying
a TV show of
I'm saying the person who's talking to you is not gonna go find
Oh.
you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like once they
UK
let you pass, they might get in trouble because they just let you in.
UK and
Yeah.
Australia Border Force, these TV shows, they're amazing. It's so funny. Like they go and hunt people down that have overstayed their visas and shit. It's awesome.
That's scary.
It's a really good show. But when we got back from our honeymoon in Portugal, we got to the lines where we had to split, and then my wife had to go in the European line. And I had to go. I was like, "See ya."
Like,
See you back bye.
But when I got to the agent, I said that she was in the other line. And she's like, "Oh, you can go get her." And then when I was going back to get her, like her eyes kind of was like, "Oh fuck, what happened?"
There we go.
But I was able to pull her into the other line, so everyone got through faster. So
That's
it was great.
right. She's like, "Oh no." Brent's just like, "I can't go." Where do they send
Hey.
you? Where do they send you when you can't go?
They sit me in like a room, and they give
If
me
you-
a piece of paper that
if you
says
can't- no, if you
I'm being
can't-
detained. Oh,
If you can't
yeah, they do
go, what, they just put you on a plane and send you back?
yeah, they send you back. They put you on the next plane back to where you're from.
And
Well, at
you,
least
you don't
that's
get
nice
a
of
refund
them.
or anything.
They don't make you pay for that trip, I don't think.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you
so there's
paid
no
for the
refund.
trip.
Oh yeah, you don't get shit back. Are you kidding?
Oh, that's
Nah, that's
Gotta
too
bring it
bad.
to America.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh wow.
That's
Can
true
you do
for
it
any
first?
country.
Can you just do
It's
it
true.
before I leave?
Well, there's some countries like in Dublin, the American border is there. So if you get sent back, you're still in Ireland. So, but that's only a few airports. Not very many do that.
That sucks
And
so
I think
much,
it's only
though.
for our country.
I feel like that's why it sucks so much that there's no way that many people don't get in.
Oh, well, I mean,
There's
you
no
know,
way.
Shit.
All
Well, I
these
mean, if
people
you're
paying
smuggling
for
drugs or some
vacations and
shit,
stuff?
You know? Yeah,
I
know,
feel like
but
the worst that will happen to you
the
is
majority
you'll
of
get
people
stuck
get
for a
through.
really long time,
Yeah.
and then you'll just have a really bad day. But I
if
don't
you're
think
honest and you're not there for bad reasons, the majority of people go through. They don't really just like detain. They're just detaining me because they want to make sure I'm not trying to stay there.
that they're trying. Yeah, they're
I
trying to
get
make
it, you know.
the worst thing that I think can happen to any of us really is you'll be really uncomfortable and really nervous, and they'll really grill you down.
Oh yeah, when
And
when they
then-
set me in the room, the people in the line can still see me. So people look at me when they pass. They're like, "Oh fuck,
like-
he's like, oh god, was it?"
that guy.
I'm like, "Yeah, hi, I'm just hi."
I was actually that happened to me when I was going through the line, and this guy had the scanner. And they're scanning tickets, and it was like, beep. They went to the next person, beep, and then they got to me, and it was like, beep beep, and they're like, step this way, sir. They're like, step into this line, and I went into this line that no one was in, and I was like, oh no, it's
Yeah.
because of the beard. I just look kind of sinister right
scary.
now.
But that weird shit only ever happens with the British people. When I fly straight into Ireland, they're always like, "Why are you here?" I'm like, "Going to Northern Ireland." They're like, "All right, see ya." Like that's it. I'm like, all right, bye.
Why are you
You're
here? Going to
somewhere
Ireland?
else. Well, Ireland and Northern Ireland are not the same country, but are the same country. It's weird. It's confusing. Just,
I was like, why are you here? I'm
but-
going here. Oh,
The-
okay.
But in
all
there-
of the UK is confusing.
But when I land in the Republic of Ireland, I tell them I'm going to Northern Ireland. That's technically a different country, so they're like, all right, see ya. I don't fucking care. Bye.
I don't have a problem.
I'm gonna go ride the
So-
2-hour bus. See ya.
So my Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Oh wow. For a while. Yeah, boudin. Yeah, poutine.
Yeah,
Wait,
really.
Luke, but are we gonna
Yeah.
see your aren't we gonna see your Thanksgiving in vlog form?
Oh yeah, that's right.
So you guys met up then?
Yeah.
Uh oh.
I guess I can't say it. Okay, here's what I'll
Yeah,
say.
don't spoil too. Yeah,
It's
don't
gonna be
spoil it.
it's gonna be all in the vlog, so I won't spoil it. It was a ton of fun. I really really enjoyed
Ah,
it.
now you gotta
Okay.
watch the vlog, listeners.
So it was all good,
Become
and
viewers.
I was kind of going back
Play a
and forth
sneak
about
peek
it
for the audience.
because I ended up not getting. I didn't get as much time this year. Like I only got 3 days instead of like 5 or 6 days like I did last time.
Yeah.
But it was actually way better because it was like we got there, we were all hyped up, and then we hung out and we just did things all day, and then we went out with a bang, and then it was like, okay, we're done, go home. It wasn't like this, like where it dies slowly.
You didn't get to the
people are
point where you're
slowly
like,
leaving.
yeah.
Yeah,
it's
for the
It
slowed
was just
down,
like
yeah.
it was all hype, and then we just stopped right on a high note. So it was
All right,
really
bye.
good.
See ya. All right.
Yeah.
Peace.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it was really
Yeah.
good. Kind of like,
That was like
that's
mine
kind of the
too.
way the Ireland trip was because it ended right after the wedding. So it was like, okay,
Yeah.
wedding's done, we're done. Everybody go home. And that was fun because the wedding was so much fun that it was like a good high note to kind of end on. But I won't go into the Thanksgiving, but it was good. It was really fun, and you guys will see it in the vlog. Do we want to try another topic? I know we kind of stay a lot more on this. John, do you
I
want to?
had something and I forgot. Oh.
Damn.
Um,
I was gonna say.
wait, I just wanted to wait. A really
Go
quick
ahead.
thing. I had a very I'm not a spiteful person, but I had a very spiteful moment, and I was like very consciously deciding to be spiteful, and I'm like proud of myself. So just really quick. So one of my supervisors like a couple weeks ago came to like my school and basically said, "You don't have a choice. We're not going to discuss this, but you're moving to another school effective like the next week, right?" Then she asked me how I felt about it, and I was like, "Well, I mean, you said it's not up for discussion, so you don't really care how I feel, so I'm not going to entertain you with like my emotions, right?" And so yesterday, my other supervisor, the one I actually like, asked me. She gave me a choice. She's like, "Do you want to stay at the school, or you can like come work at the rec center?" And so I was like, let me think about it. So then I like went to school or went to work, and I was like, oh man, these kids are kind of cute. Wait, I'm actually starting to kind of like these new kids. Maybe I'll stay. 5 minutes later, I was like, never mind. These kids are the devil, and they're weird. So I'm like, never. So I'll go. And then the person who I work with told my other supervisor. She was like, yes, Shayne's going to the rec center, and she was like, oh, is he really going? Is that what he wanted to do? And I was like, yeah, it sure was, bitch. That's what I wanted to do. Like, screw you. Like,
How you like them apples?
I said, you know what? I was going to stay, but then I was like, wait, she didn't give me a choice. My other supervisor did give me a choice. I'm doing this because I don't like you.
Got him. Slamming.
Not because of any personal reasons I have. I just don't like you.
Yeah,
This is great.
So
I'm leaving.
Good. Got him.
There we go.
I'm proud of myself for that decision.
Good job.
And I'll make more money at the rec center too. So I was like, yeah, I'm leaving. Bye.
You won.
Deal.
Defeated.
I was-
Actually, I
Yeah, sorry,
want
Brent,
to
go ahead.
figure out, John. I asked you to bring a topic, and I don't want to not get to it if you really wanted to talk about it. So
It's neither here nor there.
do you not
I
have
could
a strong
talk
opinion on it?
about.
It might be
I
good
don't
for,
wa- I-
it might be good for a whole like podcast.
What I don't want to do
Yeah.
is I don't want to ask people to bring a topic and then be like, never mind. You put the work
I think
into it.
mine might be better if everybody looked into it a little.
Do you want
bit.
us to research it before we jump into it?
Oh
Like,
yeah, because
like,
I have no idea what you were talking about.
That
Oh yeah, let's do that then.
I couldn't decide if it would be interesting to do it that way or not.
I think it would. I think there's a lot to talk about there.
If we all research it.
Yeah, I would like to be informed.
Okay.
it'd be a good discussion
Here's the
either
thing. So
way,
I
but-
know the topic for next week. And
I have
then,
a topic for now. If we have time.
So, but before we get to that, so I have a topic for next week, and then we
Don't
can,
spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Shh, beep it.
We know
Yeah,
what you're
beep
talking
bleep it out,
about.
I'll bleep
We
it
all
out.
know what you're talking about.
I'll bleep it out. Okay. But then we can talk about that like the week after that. Okay. And I think it'll be interesting to try and bring one big topic like this, just to give it a try. See how it works.
I'm down.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
know.
I
I
said.
hate. I was just about to say. I know someone probably said. Never mind.
No.
I'm trying to take this stuff a little bit at a time because what can happen
yeah.
is you can do it. You can try
Try
one
too much.
episode with a, or you have one plan. You try it with one episode, it doesn't work, and you give up on it. Turns out you just had a
Yeah.
bad episode, so it's like you kind of stick with something for a little bit and you try it out, and then you try something new. And
Mm-hmm.
so anyway, okay, so that's what we'll do. Brent, you said you had a topic.
My wife got approved for permanent residency.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Woo!
Congratulations.
Yay!
I'd like some
Yay!
jingly bell sound effects, Luke.
Fwah, fwah, fwah.
I meant
She-
in post production, but
Are you
I like
kidding?
these
No, I'm not.
She went to the American Embassy in London, and we had, so typically they have an interview if they want to talk about what you submit, but they had, I guess, any questions because they only wanted her fingerprints, so they didn't ask her any questions. There's all this build up. Like, oh God,
wow.
what are they gonna ask
What's
about?
gonna
And it's
happen?
just like, nah.
I would have been kind of mad. I would have been like, really? Nothing? Nothing?
And then they ask you a super
Looks
hard
on you, I'm
question.
serious.
It's been so we started like in late January,
Oh
and then we
man.
didn't
Yeah,
hear
for real.
anything until like
Been a while.
May, and then we put in like tons of paperwork, spent a decent amount of money. Then I didn't have to do too much. She did a lot of the stuff, but I didn't have to go to the interview, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, like kind of ended on a, oh yeah, sure, yep, all right.
It's just
Like,
like this
so,
build up of the
okay.
music. It's literally like in the
Wait.
movies where the music is just building and building and building, and then all of a sudden it just goes.
Okay, cool. There you go.
That's it. That's it. Go
That's
ahead.
fine.
She
I have
gets
a-
this.
I have a
She
question.
gets this mysterious envelope she's not allowed to open, but she gives to the
Ooh.
border
Oh, that is
control
so-
person.
I don't know why that makes me so nervous.
It's so weird.
I don't know
I'm just
why,
afraid
because
to,
it's
like,
just like,
accidentally
huh,
rip it
what if
open.
what if I'm holding it and I fall and it just rips
Wait.
open? You know,
What if
it's
my
like,
sweat
I have
just like loosens the glue?
yeah.
releases.
Oh man, that makes me really nervous.
But she
And then
gives
you
that
get
to the
sweaty.
border person, and
And
then
you
they
get
can
nervous.
ask her questions or whatever, and then she is a permanent resident. And then 4 to
Ooh,
5
yeah.
weeks later, she gets a green card and she can work.
Yay!
So wait, I have a question.
Yeah,
I
just
have a
actually really quick.
question.
So
Sure.
let me just throw in the details. So like, if you haven't listened to some of the other podcasts, Brent is married to someone from Ireland,
Yep.
and she's good to go. So she's coming
Yep.
on over.
She's
It's kind of been a
legal
long
American.
time coming.
America.
She can do everything but vote.
America!
She's not allowed to vote.
Yay! Well, I mean,
Oh.
I mean, she's American. Yay!
Yay.
Shane.
That's the
All
only
right,
thing she
Shane.
can't do. She can do everything else.
Whatever.
Oh, well, I think I probably just answered my own question when you just said that. But I know nothing about like international affairs. Why is it such a difficult a long, difficult process?
Because
But I think I didn't
Secret-
know she was getting her.
secretly, countries are like, we don't really want you, but we're going to act like it's okay. We're going to make it really hard to move. So it's really hard to find a job in another country, even in the U.S. You have to prove that the job can't be given to a citizen.
Right.
Mm.
Well,
which
what
makes it
they
really
what they
hard in
don't
Europe.
want is they don't want people to. Basically, a country wants their economy to grow. They want things to go better
Yeah.
for them, and so they don't
Yeah.
want just anybody who's going to come in and mess up the economy. So that's people that will take up space, require housing,
And to
take
be
food,
fair,
but then not work well. You know, but
they want to
So
take
it's
care
kind
of
of
the
a
native
process,
citizens
you know?
first,
Right.
even though they do want a commerce and people who can help
Because,
the economy grow.
well,
But they want to take care of the people first.
a lot of times,
So I mean, I
you-
get
Yeah.
it, but
immigration can help a lot of countries, but you have to do it correctly because you
Yes.
you let the wrong
Legally.
people in, then they might not follow the laws. You need people to basically know what they're doing. Like, do you really want to move to this country? Are you sure you want to move to this country? All right, well, show us that you want to move to this country. And so there's kind of a process of that, but it takes a lot of time.
Show me how much you love me.
So
Mm.
the U.S. and
crazy.
most countries, like I said, they give jobs and stuff to the people first, and they have to prove that the job can't be filled by a citizen before someone can come in. So like comedian jobs can't really be filled, so that's that makes it easier. Like actors and shit. Like
Yeah.
that. But like
Canada's the
Oh,
same
yeah,
way.
but like people who are just like, oh, I work in retail. It's like, well, you don't really like. We kind of got that on lockdown. But
How do they feel about like software developers? Is that
Wait,
kinda
so
on
what is she
lockdown?
going to be doing?
software developers don't have a lot of people in any country, so that's a little
That's
easier,
true.
but it's still fillable. So
Hey,
it's still
move
kind
move
of.
to Ireland.
I was trying to. I'm
So
actually asking for that.
Europe
exact
is
reason.
actually Europe is actually kind of tough because of the European zone. So they have to prove let's pick Germany, right? So Germany has to prove that it can't be given to a German citizen, and it also has to prove it can't be given to a European citizen
Oh man.
before it gives it to anyone outside that. So an American has to be is third tier in those countries. But post Brexit, they will not be part of that anymore. So it'll be just like America. It's one tiered. They only have to prove British citizens, and then it's American tier. But after Brexit happens.
Interesting.
At the moment, it's still two tiered because it's still
Right.
they're still European zone.
I'm wondering because like I know that you have to get the green card to live in the country from another country.
I don't know
but-
if every country does that, but they do
Well,
similar things.
no,
But yeah, it's-
Well,
whatever.
yes,
you know what I
right,
mean? Like
right,
most
right.
countries,
they have
that's
some
kind
sort
of the system.
yeah.
But what in terms about like visas? I mean, I know like
Visas
for
are
me,
slightly
I'm
different.
I am
Visas in
trying
my name.
to
Visas in my
not
name.
actively or right now, but at one point in my life, I would want to move to another country for 6 months
Well,
or longer.
a work visa is different than a green card. A green card
Yes.
means you're basically a citizen. A work visa is a
Right.
A privilege of you have
You're
a
a
job
legal
that is willing to
alien.
sponsor you.
Right, which is what I because I mean I don't want to just up and move to another country and be like
Right.
I went through a year and a half to live here and then be like
Just
I
like when
really
I
like
got
it here.
just like my marriage visa that I had to get to go to the UK to get married. I was not allowed to live there or work there, but I had to have one to go there to get married. it's a privilege, and it's
Oh
not
wow,
Right.
you don't get to just live there or anything. It's just a privilege.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All these
And
laws.
it was available for 6
Why
months.
can't we just all be one world, people?
Well, they got it on lockdown of Futurama. It's everything's America. It's the whole.
Good, true.
They should be.
Michael, have you ever been to another country before?
Yeah, I went to Spain when I was 11, and I've been to Puerto Rico a few times, but those have all been when I was
Puerto
11.
Rico.
What is Puerto Rico like?
Puerto Rico
It's
is
I
still
hear it's an
America.
interesting
I-
place.
It's American
I know.
soil.
Yeah,
It's
but
territory.
I hear it's a very interesting place. You know,
It's
there's
really
a lot
cool.
of there's
I
a
would
lot
like
of
to go there.
push for business there because they have like no laws on like taxes
Well,
and stuff in Puerto
Right
Rico.
now it kind of sucks because they've had no electricity for
Because they
Longer
don't want to
than
be
They
a
had like
state.
3 hurricanes. Yeah,
yeah.
for real.
Even before that, they had lots of like infrastructure problems.
It's
'cause they
just
get, like,
tough
no
for island
funding.
nations, man.
But when I was there, like it was.
Mhm.
That's when I was there. I was 8
No,
years
island
old. I
life.
remember a lot of it. Like it was really pretty. Like wilderness.
Oh, so you've been a child like both times. You haven't really been.
Yes.
I think we've
But
all been children.
My grandpa had a farm.
No,
in
I
the
said
mountains.
when he went to-
I think I do
Brent-
remember being a children.
Yeah.
like,
my grandpa
I
had a
went
farm in the
to-
mountains. It was
I
awesome.
mean, I went to California when I was like 4, and it's like, but you know, I don't remember it. I was a kid. I didn't know what pretty things were. You know,
I
it's like
remember it pretty well because it was really different. So it really stuck in my mind. They're really like lots of like tropical plants and stuff. It was really humid, but like not that hot.
you're gonna get. I didn't even know what humidity was when I was a kid, but it's like you're gonna get there as an older person. And be like,
I didn't
it's so
even know what
small.
humidity was.
Everything's
Yeah.
tiny.
And like all the houses are like short and like that. They're not always short, but they're always square. Like they have square, like flat roofs.
The opposite of Houston.
Yeah, and like yeah,
Houston.
And the towns and cities are a lot like I don't know, very compressed and like kind of like Richmond, like a
Yeah,
big city,
okay.
but not
Yeah.
like a huge city, like giant buildings, but like very
Right.
I've been
I
to
know what you
really
Richmond.
like and compressed and like dirty.
My
cool.
my
Do
sister
you-
went to college in Richmond.
Just like Puerto Rico.
Whoa.
She went to VCU.
Just kidding.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it
yep,
was
that's
cool.
in Richmond.
I want to go back again
Um,
sometime.
I was gonna ask you if you want because I know the reason I'm asking you specifically is because I know Shayne. I know you said you hadn't been out of the U.S. John,
I was
know you've
supposed to
been
go
out.
twice, but never happened.
To where?
To Jamaica, but
Oh,
this never happened.
Yeah.
My family might be going to
Yeah.
Puerto Rico next year.
One day.
So
Oh, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going with them. You didn't know?
Yeah, I'm going. My family and me. I am part of my family, so I'll be there.
Oh, yeah,
Are
I'm
you?
going too, Michael, yeah.
And then I've been to Spain. That was really cool. That was when I was 11.
Spain seems really neat.
yeah, Spain would be a cool place to go.
I
Except
don't know any Spanish.
everyone
so.
moves so slow in Spain, from what I've heard.
Ironically, I had the best
take, like,
chicken wings
3
I
hour-
ever had in my life in Spain.
So you're fluent in Spanish, right?
Nah, not really. I used to be when
Oh,
I was
okay.
little. Now I suck at it.
But either way,
Hola, como
was
estás?
Spain's Spanish super different, or was it close enough for what you
It's-
understood?
It's kind of like
Oh,
British
yeah.
English versus American English.
That's what I thought. But as someone who doesn't speak Spanish, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to.
Yeah, it's a lot like,
Tell the
like
difference.
Puerto Rican Spanish is a lot of slang, which is why
Okay.
like my Spanish.
Yeah.
Part of why my Spanish isn't that good. Coincidentally, it's like I go talk to somebody who's not from Puerto Rico or not from like one of the islands, and it's different kinds of Spanish.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
it's the same thing as if we spoke to someone who's like from Europe, and then we were both speaking English. We just have different words for things,
Right.
and like
Yeah.
the cadence
Mhm.
is different. Like Puerto Rican speaks really
Right.
fast.
It's really
People were
interesting
speaking
because
English.
I went to Spanish
Spaniards are a
in
lot
college.
slower.
I went to a Spanish class in college, and I was way behind
Oh.
when I went to the class, and I basically was studying Spanish all the time. I think I mentioned this on the podcast, but
Yeah, you
anyway,
have.
so I was miserable. I was all my whole
Yeah,
life
you
was
have.
Spanish, and then my friends were like, "Hey, we're gonna go see a movie. Do you want to come see it with us?" And I almost couldn't because I needed to study because I was that far behind. But I was like, you know what? I need to be alive a little bit, so I'm gonna go see this movie. So then I went to the movie and I was like, "Hey guys, great to see you. It's so good to be like away from all that Spanish stuff." I get into the movie and the movie's like Fast 5 or whatever.
Spanish.
Literally 4 seconds into the movie. There's like
Yes.
people speaking Spanish. I just looked over at my friends like,
Yes.
"You had to pick, I'm getting PTSD over here. You had to pick this movie."
Hey, at least you get to kill.
I'm getting PTSD.
That's right, it's like
Learn
Spanish
by assimilation.
I'll just practice it and I'm practicing
That's
in
right.
the theater.
There you
Can't
go.
escape it.
Mhm.
So
I took German because I lived in Germany,
I
and
took
that made more
German.
sense than anything
I
else.
took a German.
That's right.
I took French, and I have no idea why.
Buongiorno.
I mean, I know why I took it, but in hindsight, I
Buongiorno.
don't know why I took it.
Okay.
I think German is the language I always think is really entertaining. It's just kind of
very
like the words
rough.
are so hard to catch.
And
you
they're
know?
very long. It's
You
great.
know? They're very aggressive words.
Hell yeah, it is. Awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
You know, I have this one little like German boy in my class or whatever, and
He's a little German
he's
boy.
not sorry, he's not.
Will you
oh
give
gosh,
me
he's
some
not even German.
chocolate?
Never mind. He's not
I need some
German.
chocolate Kinder Egg.
He's not even
Kinder Eier.
German. I'm sorry. Wait, I take it all
Shayne.
back. The kid's not even German. The kid is Russian. But
Okay. Was verdanya?
Close.
but
Little Russian boy.
Close
the
enough.
point is when he talks English, you know, he sounds like a cute little kindergartner because that's what he is. But when he talks Russian, why does he sound like a full-grown adult male?
Give me the crayon, the green one.
I'm like,
Thank you,
whoa, wait
Mr.
a minute.
Communism rules
Shane, I have a
today.
YouTube video for you later.
It's really funny. Like when I
it's
listen
like
to
his-
people. Oh,
His
go ahead.
phrasing is hilarious. The way he phrases when he talks, he's like, "Yes, Mr. Shayne. Yes, my name is Matthew."
And you're just like he's basically telling you that he's the captain now. You know. You're like,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
No.
Yep.
He's like, he drew himself as like a rock star on stage, and when I say his attention to detail, like the mic stand even had like the cord wrapped around where the mic goes. He had stage lights. He had like production value on his
man.
stage. I said, this kid is 5 years old.
Man.
And he's like, Mr. Shayne, I play electric guitar.
Mr.
Right,
Shane,
Matthew.
it is time for my nap.
He tells
Give
you
me
when
some
nap
good
time
fish and
is.
some juice.
I would
Yeah.
like Capri Sun
Oh, that's funny. That's great.
and some juicy juice.
It's funny because I know
He's a
people
great
that
kid.
speak Spanglish a lot, and so they'll say like a whole sentence in Spanish and then just throw an American word in there. But it's
A
like they speak
random
really
English
good
word, right?
Spanish. You know,
Sometimes it's easier.
Um,
I don't know.
I know, but it's just funny. Like, I know the people that I know that from Romania will do the same thing.
Yeah,
They'll be
like
talking
say
to each
an
other,
English word in, like,
and
their
then they'll
accent.
just throw an English word in there, and so I'll be listening, and it's just like, I don't understand this, I don't understand this, I don't understand this, I don't understand
It's
this. And all of a
just
sudden they're like,
so we can keep up.
well,
Well,
they're
also-
not talking to me though.
There are words in English
Oh.
that aren't as easily said in other languages. Like English
Yeah.
is taken. It's pissing off a lot of people in the world because English is just like simplistic to say certain
It's so
things.
basic, yeah.
Yeah, like in Cuban Spanish, parking is just parking. You just say things with like a harsh accent, and it
With
becomes a
an with an
Cuban Spanish word.
accent, right? It's just have an accent.
Well, yeah, so it's like I'll hear someone say
Just roll that
they'll be
arm,
saying
man.
they'll say a whole sentence in Spanish, and then out of nowhere they'll say to park your car. And it's just like, whoa,
Yeah.
wait a
So,
second, I understood what you said there.
It's
Yeah,
like
actually,
hola, cola, blah, shola, blah, blah, the fork on the
it-
left. Hello, shola.
Speak Spanish.
No, just like Spanish, Shane.
It
You know?
it actually happens a lot with
Pretty fluent.
metal music. A lot of musicians, even if they're from like random ass countries, they'll sing in English every
Yeah.
song, just because it's easier. Like a lot of interviews
Easier.
are like, "Why do you sing in
More
English?" It's like
universal.
it's easier to convey what I want to say.
Well, there's
and,
so many, and there's so
right.
many
And
words.
you'll make
there's
the
so
most
many like
money by singing
That's
in
true.
English.
that's
That's
true.
true.
That's the other side of it. It's like cha-ching. The thing
I
is,
know
it's
very
like
few
there's
metal
so
bands
many,
that
there's so
sing
many
not in
different,
English.
there's so many different words in English that mean the same
Yep.
thing. So it's like really easy to make
Yeah.
words fit into different
Them, the
rhythms and
Thorses.
stuff.
This German band I like. They're like he doesn't sing in English because he doesn't know it well enough. That's the only reason. He would if he could. Apparently, I guess.
I
I
would,
could.
but I can't. So sorry.
I still really
So-
good music, so it doesn't
So
matter.
speaking of English language,
Hmm.
let's do plugs. Shane, why don't
All
you
right. You said me?
go? Yeah, Shane, go for it.
Okay, so check out my podcast that I host called the Pop Talk Podcast, which is actually going pretty great. We actually got our second episode over 1,000 plays. That gets at like 1,300. It was at 1,300 the last time I checked, which I don't even know how that happened, but whatever. Thankful for it.
It's really awesome.
And yeah, so
Hashtag
we're
blessed.
on Twitter. Yeah, exactly. We're on Twitter. We're on Twitter at Talkin' Pop. And then my personal Twitter is at Mr. McCaddy, MRMCCATTY. We don't have a current. We didn't do an episode this week because we actually, well, I don't want to call it an event, but we went to a concert together yesterday. We went and saw Bleachers, and we're gonna have like a review for that next week.
Did you sit on bleachers watching Bleachers?
No, we stood up. I jumped.
No,
We ju-
it's like,
jumped a lot.
hey guys, you want to know what I sat on when I was watching the Bleachers? A chair.
A chair. Yeah, but we have a bunch of cool little events coming up. We're like trying to broaden into like interviewing local artists and all that stuff. So we have a
that's
few
neat.
little things lined up and whatnot. So yeah, cool, exciting things happening with that, especially coming into the new year where we're gonna have like video projects and all that stuff. So yeah, Pop Talk Podcast, check it out. I also have other things.
Okay. John or Brent?
I have not been working on my wallpaper thing, so it's still happening.
Come on,
So,
Brent.
Man,
Come on,
I
Brent.
program all day and I get home. I'm like, I don't want to program. I'll play video games.
I don't want to do this.
Wow.
Eventually, it'll happen.
That makes sense though, because I feel that way sometimes.
John, what about you?
I have nothing.
1,500.
Michael, what about you?
Oh,
Oh,
never mind.
Oh, do it. Go.
I got really excited
No.
because what?
Not a vlog.
You starting a vlog?
I'll save it for the after show.
For the after show.
Guys, look out. There's a vlog in the
After
future
party.
coming from John.
All right, Michael, what about you?
Follow me on Instagram at Michael Dimas, MyKolDimas. I'm about to get. I've been building a home studio. I got pretty much everything I need now. I'm about to buy a computer this week,
Woo!
and then I'm gonna start doing some like recordings and some live videos and music happening.
Nice.
Posting them on YouTube eventually.
Woo!
And yeah, so wait, look out for those.
Looking out.
Oh.
Ready, already subscribed.
Sweet. Is that it? Anything else? What's going on? We lost somebody.
My
Somebody.
Michael?
roommate was asking me where the Sharpie was to mark our food.
Oh.
Tell him to screw off.
He's gone.
We're
now.
busy.
Wait. Oh, never mind. No, that's not a podcast thing.
Okay. Anything else, Michael?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. So I have a new vlog coming out Sunday, and then I have another new vlog coming out Tuesday. And then the Friendsgiving vlogs begin because I know everyone wanted me to get to those, so I'm really trying to get those quickly. Shoot, I had something else I wanted to say.
God, get together, Luke.
Dang it, I can't remember what it was.
What?
Oh, well, I mean, we do have the new outro song, which I think sounds really good, way better than the old
I haven't
one,
heard it
so-
I
yet.
like it.
Oh, really? Oh, Shayne, I'll show it to you.
About to hear it now.
I haven't even listened to my last podcast. I've been so busy.
That's fine. That's fine. Dang it, I can't remember. I was gonna plug it. It doesn't matter. Okay, so my Twitter is at Luke Roxwold. My Instagram is the same thing, at Luke Roxwold, ROCKSWOLD. Check out our other podcast episodes. Check out my vlog. Check out everyone else's plugs, and yeah, everyone was great. Awesome.
All right, cool.
Woo-hoo! Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Outro music.
Great to be back.
everybody.
Thanks
Thanks for
for
listening.
checking us out.
And
Merry
bye.
Christmas.